Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, Sippin' the Dry. Today I have Ryan. Sorry, I stumbled there on your name, buddy. Ryan, our resident hophead. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well.
Welcome back. We love having you on. And
Thanks, Sean.
this might be a little different compared to what people normally see. Why is that, Ryan?
We've got something special today.
What do we have?
I brought a beer with us.
You got beer. You
Sippin'
brought
the Dry.
beer. God. Finally, we've been trying so hard to get this to go right, and the nice folks, both Katie, the taproom manager, and Tara, the marketing director, we reached out to them. They got us some beer.
Yep.
I love it. And this
What's
is
the name of the brewery?
Warped Wing.
Warped Wing's right here in Dayton.
It is absolutely right here, Dayton, Springboro, and Mason.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
New
they have
location in
3
Mason.
locations. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm thirsty. Would you pour while I tell you some things?
I'd love to.
I have some facts, some fun facts about Warped. Wait, God, I love that sound. And I just the smell instantly. It's my favorite. Opening in 2014 in downtown Dayton at the former site of the Buckeye Brass and Iron Foundry, which is pretty sweet. And I had to look it up because I'm not going to lie. I had to look
What's
up
a foundry?
What a foundry was. A foundry is a factory that makes casts by heating metal to really high temps and pouring them into molds. So they made brass and iron mold things, stuff, bells probably.
When was this?
This was back in. I didn't get that. I'm sorry.
Oh.
1920s, if I'm not mistaken. There's not a lot from it. It changed hands a lot. That building specifically changed hands.
You can see like inside kind of like how they had it
Everything
set up
done.
for machining and
Absolutely,
everything.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I do know the name. If you look at their logo, the name is a Warped Wing, and that is from James Pettigrew's Warped Wing theory that the Wright brothers used when they were inventing the airplane. Not to get technical, but it's the locomotion that the bird uses when it flies forward. It's forward progression, and that's the brand itself, as well as the spirit of Dayton captured in this. Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Thank you, Warped Wing.
So if you guys didn't know, Gamma Bomb is a IPA, an India Pale Ale.
A very hoppy IPA.
It's very hoppy. So if you like that kind of hop, taste on the tip or size of your tongue.
It's almost like a tingle.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is very citrusy.
Good word, citrusy.
It's piney, and then it's also like a dry resin kind of finish.
You didn't pour you more than you poured me, did you?
I try to
Just
keep it
making-
even.
all right. I know how you are, Ryan.
Not cheating you.
Sir, I'm glad to have you back. Today, I want to talk to you about you've been here, you trained me.
Mm-hmm.
You've been here for a while.
I've been here 5 years. Maybe today. I think it's been about exactly 5 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Cheers again. Yeah, absolutely. All right, where did the nickname, I don't know if the people at home know this, so I'm going to let them know. You have a nickname in the shop that I heard probably my first day. It was very off-putting. Meats?
Yeah.
Is your nickname.
Yeah.
Meats, sweats, sweats. And that's specifically like Parker, so I know that's old, legacy nicknames.
Yeah.
But where
So-
does that come from?
We had ordered up some Five Guys for lunch one time.
God, I love Five Guys.
And I don't think I had Five Guys prior to this. And
Being from Indiana, I don't know, do they not have that?
No, they have them, but I just don't think I ever tried it.
Sure.
Yeah. They typically serve their hamburgers, single hamburger, double stacked. So 2
It's
patties.
a standard there.
I didn't know that. So I asked for an additional patty, 3 patties.
That is
and
aggressive.
It was a big, that's like a 3/4 pound hamburger or a full pound at that point.
I'm hungry. So I assume that gave you
The meat sweats.
the meat sweats from all
when
that.
you eat too much and the sweat just starts pouring off your forehead.
That's, yeah.
It's also,
It's been a while since I had that. I think it was a Burger King Triple Whopper did it to me. So I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Have you ever seen the episode of Friends with Joey? And he's eating like the turkey, and he's like, "I got the meat sweats."
No, I can't say that I have, but
Yeah.
I know a lot of my friends watched it. So, word. Maybe somebody out there understands, and now they know.
Somebody will get the reference.
They know
I'm
and
sure.
love you a little more. All right, so tell me, How'd you get into fishing? Did you just walk out and grab a fly rod
Yeah,
3 years ago like I did? Or
yeah, I was born with a fly rod in my hand.
you were
actually.
born 3 years ago? You were born?
I was just born 3 years ago.
Born at night, just not last night. Got it.
No, actually, I was fortunate enough to be introduced to fishing when I was about 4 or 5 years old. My dad got me out. My grandparents had a cottage on a small lake. It was about 75 acres,
Holy crap.
and it was about 2 to 3 blocks away. So we'd walk down to the beach, go swimming, do some fishing, just bobber fishing, night crawlers, and waxworms.
I love it.
Bluegill, bass. I think the lake had pike. We didn't really ever catch any pike back then, but I probably would have been too scared to handle
Oh
one.
my God, I think I'm too scared now. I still haven't went pike fishing because, we talked about it before. They have teeth.
They do have some big teeth.
I'm not about that.
Um,
So you started off just bobber fishing with your dad? And
Yep. And then we got into, Dad would take us out on some charters. We'd do on Lake Michigan, lake trout. We had access to coho and Chinook salmon, as well as steelhead trout.
Out on Lake Michigan, my father took me recently. This is like 4 or 5 years ago. He took me out there. And we did okay. We got some lake trout, but I found out, man, I get aggressively seasick. And I mean, it was like 5-6 footers.
Yeah.
It was a rough day. Maybe we shouldn't have been out, but I mean, I lasted about 4 hours into our 6-hour trip, man, and
I've been there, man.
I can't get over it. Do you
That's
know any
rough.
way to get over? I've tried the ginger under the tongue, belly button over or Band-Aid over the belly button, wrist bracelets, Dramamine. I've tried it ever. Voodoo. I don't even know.
We were just given those Dramamine pills, and hey, if you're feeling sick, here's a bucket.
That's literally, I chum the water for my dad when we go fishing. Yeah, it's bad, but moving on.
Yeah, but I'll move on. We ended up getting into the chasing them in the creeks.
Up into the creeks, sure.
Yeah, and we had some trips that came off Lake Michigan. So in the fall we would go out, and
That'd be a lot of fun.
got off the lake, got into the tribs, and that's how I
Still throwing spinners at that point, or?
inline spinners, casting spoons. I wasn't really into fly fishing back then.
True.
I did buy a fly rod later on, and I tried it in the creek. It didn't really work out so well.
How many trees did you get hung up on? Do you even have any flies?
No, I don't even think I could have really cast it at that time. I was kind of on my own.
Yeah. And rebellious Ryan, I'm sure, asked for help from all the locals, right? Absolutely, not a chance.
I did learn later on, though, to be able to cast.
Yeah.
I worked at a Bass Pro in the fishing department,
Yeah.
and I had 2 guys there at our store that really kind of helped me along the way.
Introduced you. That's cool.
Yep. Shout out to Morris and Eric for teaching me how to cast. And
Cool. They're looking at you now. They're laughing. They're like, yeah, that guy. We taught him how to cast, sure. Mm-hmm.
they love it.
You're a really good caster. I'll give you that. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm okay. I don't think I'm great by any means, but you've taught me a lot.
You've come a long
You
way.
were the one that taught me how to cast. You're the one that taught me. Basically, I took your job, and moved you on up. I pushed you out of the way. Get out of my
think
way,
I-
Ryan.
I think I've taught a lot of these guys how to cast.
You really have. Yeah. You're a good teacher. I'll give you that. You do teach a lot when people come into the
Thank you.
shop here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So why did you change? Just why would you leave spin gear and the safety of everything that you knew to take on this moderately expensive, very technical, and advanced form of fishing?
I kind of got a little bit bored with casting, lures that were like already made by somebody else. I was like, I saw the guys in the fly fishing department. They were tying their own flies, and I was like, "This is really
That's so
cool."
Yeah,
Like I
that's
could
kind of
do
what drew
this.
me in. Drew me in.
And I was like, "Yeah, I want to do this."
I want to do it.
Yeah.
I love it. When you started, like, what kind of knowledge, mindset, and gear were you missing that you wish somebody would have been like, dude, you need this.
Mhm.
Like, stop trying to be a hero. Wear this sun protection. You know what I mean? Like, what did you miss?
So I had my first outfit was a Martin. It was a 5.6 weight that I bought from Walmart. It had a Scientific Anglers 3M level line, so there was no weight forward. It was just one single taper.
That's yarn.
It was terrible. Like I could barely
Great.
cast it.
Yeah.
I didn't have the skills to cast at the time, being a beginner, but it was also working against me.
It was very frustrating, I'm sure.
Yeah, later on, someone told me when I casted, they're like, "You need to put a new line on this rod."
You were like, why?
I didn't know. I've been
This
fishing
one's
this for
brand new.
years.
I've literally barely caught fish with this. It's fine. Yeah. It turns out the whole problem was you needed the more technical gear geared
that
toward
was-
what you had.
Exactly. That was having the right gear set up for the fishing experience.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure certainly better lines existed at the time when I started. It was just that I just didn't know any different. I thought, hey, this is an outfit that's paired up here.
Who is going to throw a bunch of money at something they've never even tried before? I mean, that's crazy. I think unless
Like
you,
this outfit was like $30 back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was an absolute beginner's combo, and I don't want to say even got the job done.
We'll say it got you hooked.
There you go.
So maybe it did its job.
Yeah,
You know,
got
it
me
wasn't to catch
into
fish; it was to catch you.
continue on.
Exactly.
Right.
I love it. Way to go. All right. So, was there anything that you were told to buy? Like, dude, you have to have this, and then you just never touched it. It sat in the garage. You sold it on Facebook. Is there anything like that? You have to have this.
I mean, there's things in fly fishing that you don't have to have, but you should have, like leaders and tip and all that stuff.
Sure.
You got to have something to connect to your fly line. But I guess there's some gimmicky things out there. I can't think of anything that I bought it and then it just sat around.
True. Just stay away from the gimmicky things, really, because it just weighs your pack down.
Yeah, you're kind of just wasting your time and your money with that.
I have fallen prey to many a bottle opener because they're cool looking.
Yeah.
And they get, they're taking a zinger. So that's one less zinger I have for my nippers, so I could drop, You don't need everything. Less is more, really, when you're fishing on the river.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. For someone that actually carries a lot of gear, I'll admit.
You're very true, Ryan.
I like to be prepared and have a lot, but there is truth to having less and being more organized, well planned and thought out, organized.
Yeah, which is not me. I'm kind of just, my pack says I'm ready for any fishing at all time. It just grab the right rod, hopefully. Because I don't target anything specifically. I'm usually just around here. Or
Yeah.
trout.
Well, that's nice if you just have a box where you can just open up and this is just your general flies. I think having you don't have to have necessarily a pack that's dedicated. Say you're like, I'm going to go chase steelhead. But you can have some boxes, maybe have your leaders and sink tips prepared for that outing.
We absolutely make the holders for those. You can set those up and tie them on there.
Yeah, there's a couple manufacturers that make those. That like a leader wallet you can do for your sink tips,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't, necessarily know what all of that stuff meant when I was starting off.
Same. Absolutely. I was just throwing leaders in the front pocket of my thing, and then you go to pull them out because you broke your leader down to 1X. It's about that long. And now you got to grab the other one, and it's,
Right.
rat's nest. And you're like,
Right.
oh.
You're flipping through your bag, and you're going through, and you're like, I've got my 0.
Yep.
Oh, shoot, now there's 4X, 2X, and 7X. Which one do I grab?
I'm sitting over here trying to undo my fisherman's knot,
Yeah.
My rat's nest of leader. So, yeah, being organized. Wow, that was a crazy word. How much is in this? No, being organized
already.
is definitely one of the best things you could do.
Absolutely.
Especially. You work customer service. You have set the standard for customer service here at the shop, really, honestly. What is a handful, what is the main question or a couple questions that people call you because you answer the phone, that thing rings off the hook all day? What's the main couple questions that you get asked every day that maybe people are too afraid to ask face-to-face somebody they don't know?
Right. So a lot of times I'll get somebody that's kind of starting off, and they call up and they want to get an outfit, and there's like, should we go with an 8.5 foot? Should I get a 9? What weight rod do I get? And what pound test do I use? And that's kind of like, especially people coming from like spinning fishing and stuff like that. What pound test? And I think we do need to have to step back and understand that rods are weighted out. to throw a certain grain weight as far as the fly line goes. And there's certain grain weights appropriate for what flies you're throwing.
Absolutely.
If you want to cast a dry fly and maybe do some nymph fishing for, like, we're going to go trout, we're looking at like 2, 3, 4 weights, 5 weights, something like that.
Probably not going to use that 8 weight.
Definitely not going to use the 8 weight. It's not going to work out for
Just craning trout out. I feel like that's what you would do. And somebody's going to laugh at you. Nobody wants to get laughed at on the river.
Right. And, and the same as salt water goes, like, hey, I want to fish for bass, but I also want to do salt water. Well, let's not start you off with a 5 weight. Maybe we want to do a 7 or an 8 weight.
Yeah. The lowest I would go is a 6.
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. Like around here for our smallmouth fishing, a 7 weight. And that will work for some light saltwater duty.
Yeah.
7 or an 8 be a great option.
Yeah, absolutely. You're great. Anything else that you would like to shed some light on for our new beginners?
Other things that customers ask. So we get the rod, the reel, the line down, and they're like, "Hey, I need a pack, right? Like, I need some storage."
Okay.
Yeah, there's great options as far as like packs go.
We have a ton on the wall.
You can do, we can do backpacks, slings, hip packs, vests.
Yeah.
And it'll
Big
say,
fan of the vest now.
You
Sorry.
like the vest?
I am now.
Yeah.
I'm coming into it, man. I have a Orvis sling pack that I've always worn, but I'm a very spot fisherman. Like, I'm gonna hit this spot for a minute. If nothing produces, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving. And
sometimes I'll wear a vest if I'm gonna only fish for a couple hours, and it's just light, kind of like I'm
After
gonna take
work.
a fly box and tip it, and it's very minimalist.
Yep. And I mean, that's what it is around here. We don't have a vast assortment of fish. It's all pretty much the same. So you get a nice little setup for each river, and you keep 3 medium boxes with you. You're good to go.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good.
Sometimes I take a backpack though if I'm going to be out for like 8 hours fishing a whole entire day.
I have seen that backpack. It is what is that?
The Thunderhead submersible.
Thunderhead submersible, and you had that thing full, and you have rods on the side. You look like an absolute professional guy when you walk out there. And I look at you, and I'm looking at my pack like, what am I? Am I doing something wrong? Because I don't have nearly that much.
It comes down to just not being able to choose which streamers I want to throw. And, like if for bass, I've got streamers, I've got poppers, I've got craws, and, and it's my streamer selection for bass and trout, kind of the same. So it just having it all in one box makes sense.
Makes it easier.
But besides that, I have, sometimes I'll have a raincoat with me. If I know the weather's going to be kind of crummy, then I'm prepared for it.
You're prepared for it, true.
I
do
have.
that. I'm under a tree, wet, so
good.
You win.
Well,
You win there.
I'm a Boy Scout, so being prepared is kind of like the motto. Yeah.
Fair.
Having a lunch with me, something to eat, having some water.
You have to.
Staying hydrated, especially this summer.
It has been remarkably hot.
Extremely hot.
And humid this year, which is good for the fishing, but, helps the bugs hatch.
Yep.
All right, sir. Well, this has been absolutely amazing. I love having you on.
I love being here, Sean.
Thank you. Good. In closing, be on the lookout. If I don't know, have you heard about the encounter?
Yeah.
The encounter giveaway we're going to do.
I know about the encounter.
Are we the first ones to say anything?
I think I may have dropped a hint.
What is going on over there? Sorry, folks.
Some alarms.
Yeah,
some
not
bells
sure.
around the shop.
It's not my phone. My phone is not in my pocket.
I
Anyways,
turned mine on silent.
perfect.
Yeah, so I may have dropped a hint already.
Okay.
So we've got some packages.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've seen
we
that.
have an encounter package, so maybe you want to check that one out.
Starting August 15th. On
Okay.
Instagram, you should see stuff. So follow us on Instagram. Figure out how to get yourself an encounter package.
We're going to give this away.
We're going to give it away. And it's just, there's nothing you got to do. You like free stuff? I like free stuff. You like free
love
stuff?
free stuff.
Love free stuff.
Free fishing gear.
It's free fishing gear.
Free.
Just sign up. Follow the directions. It's not hard. Head on over to Instagram. Figure it out. Merch coming soon. We have it nailed down. We have shirts. Got all kinds of stuff. I know I've been talking about it for weeks. I'm super excited. It is
Looks pretty good.
coming. It just takes time to print it. There's a huge backup, all that. But make sure you are subscribed to us on Spotify, Instagram,
YouTube. Later, we're probably watching this.
all of so that because I'm so excited. As soon as it comes in, we are going to post a video about it and showing you how absolutely awesome. Because I love our logo. I don't know, we haven't really talked about it. Our logo is great.
Looks pretty cool.
It is really cool.
I like the artwork on the Sippin' to Try. Shout out to Creative Fuse for
Creative
helping
Fuse,
us with
they absolutely came in clutch with that. I am just absolutely in love. We're gonna pint glasses with it on it. Oh, I can't say enough.
Cool.
I'm so excited. All right, tell your mom, tell your friends.
that. Also,
What am I missing? I'm so sorry. What
on
am I missing?
Untapped, we have a Sippin' to Dry.
I missed it. I'm so sorry, people. We have an Untapped profile
Yes.
for Sippin' the Dry, where every beer that we try on the podcast, we will rate on our app, and so you can go and see how we felt. Obviously,
Check it out, see what we rate this.
I'm giving this one the best because this is my favorite to start off with, and I think you did that on purpose, and I appreciate you for it all the same. All right, so
Cheers, Sean.
tell your mom's friends, finish it off. We'll see you next time. God, I love it. It's so good.